Bitcoin Cash Investment Journal 1. Bitcoin Cash at $200. Bitcoin Cash Accumulation Strategy. Bitcoin Cash has dropped to the $200 price area. And when a cryptocurrency falls this much, the first reaction for many investors is fear. They start asking, should I sell? Is BCH going even lower? Did I make a mistake buying it? But I don't look at a market drop that way. For me, a price drop is part of investing. And this is exactly why I created my Bitcoin Cash strategy before entering the market. Because when the market is falling, I don't want to make decisions based on fear. I want my strategy to make the decisions easier. Welcome back to TheAbrahamCryptoLand, crypto risk management and long-term investing. Today, we're looking at Bitcoin Cash because BCH has reached the $200 price area. I'm going to show you how I approach this kind of market decline, how I think about accumulation, and why I'm not trying to predict the exact bottom. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial or investment advice. I am not a licensed financial advisor. I am sharing my personal investment strategy, experience, and way of managing risk. Cryptocurrency investments are highly risky, and you can lose some or all of your invested capital. Always do your own research, understand the risks, and make your own investment decisions. Let's start with the chart. Bitcoin Cash has fallen significantly from its previous levels. May 9th, 2026 price, around $467, and has now reached the $200 area. I created my own investment strategy for cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin Cash. At the moment, my Bitcoin Cash price range is between $200 and $720. Within this range, I have different buying and profit-taking levels. For now, we are focusing on the buying levels. Looking at the chart, Bitcoin Cash could soon fall below $200. If Bitcoin sees a larger correction, Bitcoin Cash could potentially drop to around $120 to $150 by the end of 2026. At $200, I bought Bitcoin Cash using 25% of the capital I allocated to Bitcoin Cash. If Bitcoin Cash falls below $200, I will continue accumulating according to my strategy, using new capital at lower price levels. My first 10% profit-taking level is $235. A move like this can look very negative when you look at the chart, but I always try to separate two things: the price movement and my investment strategy. The price can move wherever it wants. I cannot control that. What I can control is how much capital I allocate, where I buy, when I take profits, and how I react emotionally. And that's where risk management becomes important. When Bitcoin Cash falls, I don't panic. Why? Because I consider market declines to be a normal part of investing in an asset like Bitcoin Cash. Crypto markets can move extremely fast in both directions. Prices can rise quickly, and they can fall quickly. So if I enter the market expecting prices to only go up, I am already making a mistake. I have to be prepared for the opposite scenario. The market goes down. That's not a surprise. That's part of the plan. This is one of the most important parts of my approach. I don't want to create my strategy after the market starts falling. I want to create it before. Because when Bitcoin Cash is falling and emotions are high, it becomes much harder to think clearly. Fear tells you, sell now. Greed tells you, buy everything because it's cheap. I don't want either emotion controlling my decisions. Instead, I use predefined levels and predefined capital allocations. That gives me a framework. And here's something very important. I don't know where the Bitcoin Cash bottom is. Maybe $200 is the bottom. Maybe it isn't. Maybe Bitcoin Cash goes lower. Nobody knows with certainty. And I don't need to know. Trying to predict the exact bottom can make investors wait forever. Or it can make them use too much capital too early. Instead, I prefer to build my position gradually according to my plan. If the price falls further, I still have capital available. If the price starts recovering, I already have exposure. This is much more important to me than trying to predict one perfect entry. What if Bitcoin Cash goes lower? Let's imagine Bitcoin Cash continues falling after reaching $200. What do? I don't suddenly abandon my entire strategy. I don't try to guess where the next candle will close. And I don't start chasing the market. I simply follow the levels I established beforehand. These are the next closest levels. If the price falls below my previously established price range, in this case below $200, my next Bitcoin Cash buying levels will be based on Bitcoin's price, as long as my Bitcoin price range of $35,000 to $124,000 is still valid. Today, Bitcoin is trading at around $63,000, so my next Bitcoin Cash purchases using new capital will follow the buying levels I have set for Bitcoin. For example, the next levels are $60,000, $55,000, and $50,000. This is the difference between reacting to the market and having a system for the market. The market doesn't have to follow my plan. I have to follow my plan. What if Bitcoin Cash recovers? Now, let's look at the opposite scenario. What if Bitcoin Cash reaches $200 and then starts moving higher? That's also fine. I have predefined profit-taking levels according to my strategy at prices such as $235, $270, and $315. At each of these levels, I sell only 10% of the profit, not the entire position. I also have a profit allocation strategy of 70-20-10, divided into three funds. 70% reinvestment fund, 20% personal income fund, 10% opportunity fund. I already have exposure. I don't need to chase the price. This is another reason why I prefer gradual accumulation. I don't need to know exactly what happens next. I simply need to manage my capital and remain consistent. Patience is part of the strategy. One of the hardest things in crypto investing is patience. Everyone wants to know, when will it go up? But I think a better question is, what will I do if it goes down? Because that's where your strategy is really tested. It's easy to say you are a long-term investor when the market is going up. The real test comes when your position is underwater and everyone around you is talking about a crash. That's when discipline matters. If you want to follow my Bitcoin Cash investment journey, I will continue documenting the strategy, including the good decisions, the difficult decisions, and the mistakes, and see how I manage my position as the market changes. It's about managing risk, managing capital, and staying disciplined for the long term. Join a community built on discipline. Because this channel, subscribe to TheAbrahamCryptoLand, is not about predicting the market. And remember, manage risk, invest long term. This is my personal investment strategy and experience, not financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risks before investing.